Hello, my name is Aryan Sajan, and this is my project. This is my DBMS project, and my project title is University Management System, in which I have displayed uh, the connection of my database, which is Oracle database, and access of the data of my database through Python. So this is my scenario question in which a university system manages students, courses, professors, and departments. Each student can enroll into multiple courses, and each course can have multiple students. Professors teach courses, and each department can offer multiple courses. Additionally, students may have multiple contact numbers. The university aims to track student performance, including grades of each course. So this is my basic question in which I have to uh, construct five to six tables or five to six relations, and on that relations I have to run some queries, and I have to run those queries through Python. This is the basic idea of my project. So this is the schema description of my project in which there are six tables. First table is students, which is having student ID as primary key, first name, last name, and GPA as decimal value. Courses table, which is having courses ID as primary key, course name, and department ID as foreign key. Department ID is the primary key of departments table. So departments table having departments ID as primary key and department's name as an other attributes. So after departments, we have enrollment table in which enrollment ID is acting as a primary key. Student ID and course ID are foreign keys from students and courses tables respectively. Enrollment date and grades are some other attributes of this table. Contact number having contact ID as primary key and student ID is foreign key, which is used to refer which student has which contact numbers. And phone number is the actual phone number of that student. Professor's table consists of professor ID as primary key. First name and last name of professors are separated. Department ID and course IDs are foreign keys from departments and courses tables respectively. So this is the basic schema definition of my university database. So I have to run 10 to 15 queries for in this database, and I have to run those queries through Python, not directly through Oracle database. So this is the code which I will show you in my VS Code. This is my VS Code. So see, first of all, I have imported CS Oracle and date time from date time module. So this is my username and password to connect to the Oracle database, which this Python program will use to connect to my Oracle database, which is having which I will be for which I will be constructing that university database management system. This is the line which is connecting my Oracle database using this username and password, and this is DSN. This is my link through which my Python will connect to my Oracle database. I'm initializing my cursor here. After initializing my cursor, I have some table names. If there may be an exception in the code in the later half, there a table might have been created already, and I'm running that code again, so it might show an error. So to catch that error, I am using a try except block so that that error or that exception will not occur in future. So if I have created all these six tables, then it will try catch, and if I have not created those tables, then it will create that table. So here is the code for creating that table. Create table students, student ID primary key, first name, last name, and GPA. Print. Uh, if this code snippet is executed, that means my student table is created. So to check whether my students table is created or not, I have run this line of code, print student table is created. This line of code will only execute if this student table is created. So after this line, I've done the same kind of thing for all my six tables, like departments table having department ID as primary key, department name as name of the department, and this line will be showing if my department table is created. So same for courses table with courses ID as primary key, course name, department ID is acting as foreign key, referencing department's table from referencing department's ID from department's table. So courses table will be created. This is enrollment table. Enrollment table will having enrollment ID as primary key, student ID, course ID as foreign keys from student and courses table, which is written here in this line. Student ID is acting as foreign key. Foreign key. There are two foreign keys in this table, which first of all is first one is student ID and second one is course ID from students and courses table respectively. This line will be executed if enrollment table is created. Contact number table, which is having contact ID as primary key. Foreign key is a student's ID from student's table. This will be printing if contact number table is created. And now we are in our last table, which is professor's table, having professor ID as primary key, first name and last name of professor, department ID will be acting as foreign key. Department ID and course ID both are foreign keys from departments and courses tables respectively, which we have been created already above in this code. So after this, professor's table is created and all our tables are created. So now we have to insert data in our tables. So I have inserted three data in our table. First, I am inserting department's table, department's ID, and department's name. One computer science, two mathematics, three physics. Second, I am inserting data into courses table, having course ID, course name, and department ID. Course ID, one, course name, data structures, and department ID is one. Similarly, I have added two more values. Inserting data into students table, having student ID, first name, last name, GPA. So, for example, the first record having one as student ID, John as first name, Doe as last name, and 3.5 as GPA. Similarly, I have added two of the records which we can see here. After inserting data into students table, I'm inserting data into professors table, having professor ID, first name, last name, department ID, and course ID, having values 1, Alice Smith, 1 and 1. Similarly, you can see I have added two other rows for the professors tables also. Similarly, I have added data, three data for each of the tables, starting from departments table, then courses, students, professors, enrollment, and contact number table. Contact number table having contact ID, student ID, phone number. 11555-1234. Similarly, you can see that I have added two more records for this table also. Now we have created our tables here and inserted data in our tables. Now it is time to run some queries. And these queries should be executed through Python, not directly through Oracle database, not directly through SQL. So first query is to update GPA, and the query is cursor.execute update students set GPA is 3.8 where student ID is 1. So where student ID is 1, this code line will update the GPA of that student to 3.8. And if that code snippet is executed, then it will print updated GPA here. Otherwise, it will not print this line. The second query is select average GPA. So cursor.execute select average GPA as average GPA from students. This is using aggregate function where we are selecting average. We are we are calculating the average of GPA of uh, all the all the students and displaying it as average GPA as attribute name. So this line will be executed and uh, average GPA will be fetched and average GPA will be displayed here, this line. And after displaying average GPA, it will be if that line is executed, then it will be executed like displayed average GPA. Otherwise, it will not execute this line. Selecting students named and courses names. In this, we are selecting select s dot first name, last name, course name from students s because we are taking the attributes. We have to display attributes from two different tables, so we have to use join here. So we are joining courses. We are joining enrollment and courses table here. So we are taking student ID and course ID, student ID from enrollment table and course ID from courses table here. And we are displaying this here. After this, we have to select students enrolled after a specific date. So in this query, we have to specify a date, and we have to display only those records, only those students who have enrolled after that specified date. So we have to select the first name, last name from students as. We have to join enrollment table also because we have to check for the enrollment date. So where enrollment date is greater than 23/01/01, 1st January 2023. And this is the format of the date. So where the date of joining is greater than or is more than 1st January 2023, this query will show only those records, the first name and last name of only those students. So it will be fetched here and it will be displayed here. After displaying it, it will print join to executed if that if there is no error in executing this code line is in this code snippet. After this, select phone number for a specific student. We have to display phone number for the specified student, and the student is student ID is equal to 1. We have to display the phone number of that student whose student ID is equal to 1. We have to fetch that phone number of that student, and we have to display this phone number here. So after displaying this phone number, this line of code will be executed. Phone number is displayed. The next query is select course ID and grade for a specific student. Cursor.execute select e.course ID. You have to select course ID, grade from enrollment, where student ID is equal to 1. For that student whose student ID is equal to 1, you have to display course ID and grade from enrollment table. So it will be fetched because we have to fetch two things. So it will be fetched inside a for loop and it will display that each individual element of that for loop here. After displaying it, it will print selected course ID and grades because there is no error in executing this code snippet. Select distinct department names. Cursor ID, so cursor.execute, select distinct d.department's name from department's D. So we have to select distinct department's name. So first of all, we have to sort out or we have to filter out distinct departments names, and after filtering out those distinct departments, we have to display all those departments. So we are joining course ID, sorry, we are joining courses table and professors table, and we are selecting distinct departments. We are selecting only distinct departments using this keyword here from department's name from department's table, and because there will be more than one department, so there we are using a for loop, and for each department we are displaying it here. So after executing this query, we will be printing executed last query because this is our last query. After executing all the queries, we will be uh, committing all these changes which we have made into this connection of Python to Oracle database. So we will write connection.commit after committing all these all of our changes because commit will save our changes. So we will not lose any of the changes which we made till now. Close the cursor and connection. After doing all these things, we have to close our cursor and close our connection. So I will be showing you this code. I will be running this code. Um I have executed this code. See, mm, I'm showing it one by one. See this. The first code is creating table students. So if this code is executed, then it will be printing students table created, and it is showing students table created. You can see it here. After this, it will be creating departments table, and if there is no error in creating departments table, it will be printing departments table created. It is printing here. After this, same will be done for courses table also. Courses table is created, so it is showing courses table created here. Courses table created. For enrollment table, if there is no error in this code snippet, then it will be printing enrollment table created, and it is printing enrollment table created. So contact number table. So if there is no error in this table, it will be printing contact number created. It is showing contact number table created. So there is no error till now. So after this, we are creating professors table. So if the professors table is created, if there is no error in this code snippet, then it is showing professors table created. Professors table is created. So after creating all our six tables, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, uh, it will be printing tables have been created. Means we have created all our tables here. It is showing tables have been created. You can see it here. So we have to insert our records. We are inserting our records here. We have inserted all these six records. I have explained this earlier. After inserting these records, we have to execute our queries. First query is update GPA. So if that GPA is updated, then it will be printing updated GPA and it is showing updated GPA. So you can see it. So you can see it here. It is showing updated GPA. Backslash n I have written backslash n because it is more clearly visible that each and every query is executed properly or not. There is no error in that. Select average GPA. We are selecting average GPA from students table, and it will be showing as average GPA. You can see that average GPA is 3.6. They have displayed the average GPA here, which will be displayed by this line. This line of code will be displaying this average GPA. After this, we are printing displayed average GPA because there is no error in the above code snippet. And so that's why it is displaying a displayed average GPA because there is no error in this code snippet. The next query is select student names and courses names. We are running this code snippet and displaying all the students' name and courses name here. These are the students' name and courses name which we are selected and displayed using this for loop because there are more than one data output which we have to display. So if there is more than one data output which we have to display, then we have to use for loop and we can pick and display each and every element of that for loop using this technique. After executing this, we can see that our join one executed because we are using join here. So it is running join one executed because there is no error in this code snippet. So for next query, selecting students involves after a specific date. So we are running this query and it is showing here the same kind of scenario is because there are more than one data output which we have to display. So that's why we are using for loop here. So it is printing each and every detail, each and every row. John Doe, Jane Smith, Emily Davis. First name and last name of students table who are enrolled after a specific date. This date is 1st of January 2023. And after this, we are displaying join to executed because there is no error in the above code execution. Select phone number for a specific student. We are selecting a phone number where student ID is equal to 1 and displaying that phone number here. See, phone number is only one data item. There are no more than one data items for a specific phone number. So we are not using for loop here. And you can see that there is only one data output for that phone number which we are displaying. After this phone number displayed is will be printed because there is no error in the above code snippet. Next query is select course ID and grade for a specific student. So the student is whose student ID is 1. We have to display the course ID and grade of that student. So there we have to display two things. First thing is course ID and second thing is grade. So that's why we are using for loop here. And each one of the course ID and grade is picked by this row data variable here. And it will be printing like print row. First time it will be printing course ID and second time it will be printing grade. After printing both course ID and grade, it will be showing selected course ID and grades because there is no error in this code execution, in this above code execution. If there is any error in this code execution, it will throw an error and it will not print this statement. You can see that it is printing the first it is printing the course ID and the next it is printing the grade of that student whose student ID is 1. And after this it is printing selected course ID and grades because there is no error in that. Next query is select distinct department names. You have to display all the departments names which are distinct. So we are using distinct keyword here because there may be departments which are not distinct, or there may be professors or there may be courses which are taught in different departments. Same course may be taught on different departments, or same professor is teaching uh, some sort of course in different departments. So the name of departments um, can be repeated. So you have to select and display distinct departments only. The data should not be redundant. We are using this distinct keyword here and the distinct keyword here, and we are displaying all the departments names see this mathematics, physics, computer science. There is no repetition in this output of the query, and there are more than one output. So we are using for loop here, and for this, due to this for loop, the row variable is taking mathematics, physics, and computer science and displaying it here. After this row execution, we are executing the last query executed and our code is executed here. So after this, we are saving all these changes using this commit function, connection.commit. And after committing this, we are closing the cursor and connection. We are closing our connection also. So thank you so much. This is my DA3 which I have made. That's it.